Heavy machinery might seem like nothing more than rusted metal and loud engines, but some of the oldest machines still roar to life like they did decades ago. These were the beasts that shaped our world, from carving out roads to building skyscrapers. They were big, clunky, and often unpredictable, yet they laid the foundation for the cities that we walk through today. Y'all ever wondered what it was like to operate one of these legends, where every pull of the lever could change the landscape forever? The 1969 Caterpillar 97.7K track loader is one of those machines that instantly commands respect. It's a 170 horsepower turbocharged engine and was a game changer in construction. Just imagine the roar of that engine as it powers up. Strong, reliable, and full of life. Now, this wasn't just a workhorse, it was a masterpiece of engineering. The oil-cooled clutches and brakes added durability, ensuring the 97.7K kept going strong, even in the toughest conditions. Oh baby, and the noise, that perfect hum of metal and gears grinding together just loud enough to let you know that this machine means business. The Caterpillar 66 Bull Grader was a true beast of the 1920s, a time when machines was big, clunky, and built to last. This grader needed not one but two operators, one to drive the tractor that pulled it, and the other to handle the grader itself. Just imagine the rust-covered metal creaking and clanking as it moved along dirt roads, smoothing the surface and paving the way for the future. This thing was huge and unwieldy, making tight spaces a nightmare to navigate, kinda like my ex-wife, right? But when this thing got moving, it was a powerhouse, cutting through the roughest terrain with ease. The 1912 CLRI W220 was a game changer in every sense, especially when you consider that it only cost $1,385, a real bargain for its time. Now, this machine didn't just stand out for its price, it was also a technological marvel. Its steering system, using a controlled differential mechanism, was groundbreaking. Combine that with its planetary gear system, which allowed power to reach both tracks even during tight turns, and you had a machine that could handle just about anything thrown its way. The Hulk Caterpillar 2-ton is one of those machines that carries a kind of legendary status. This thing is so rare that when a vintage collector in Iowa got their hands on one, it became a prized possession. And honestly, it ain't hard to see why. This tractor was way ahead of its time, boasting an overhead camshaft engine and oil-cooled steering, features that were practically revolutionary in the 1920s. It was small in stature, sure, but don't let that fool you. Weighing over 4,000 pounds, this little powerhouse was a heavy hitter in the construction world. With a drawbar horsepower at 19, it doesn't sound like much compared to today's machines, but back in the day, it was a big deal. This tractor could haul, push, and get the job done without a fuss. Its compact size made it look almost humble, but the innovation packed into it was nuts. This thing was built to last and perform in ways that construction workers could only dream of at the time. The Chalmers HD41 was nothing short of a titan in the construction world. With a turbocharged V12 engine pumping out an astounding 524 horsepower, this bulldozer can move mountains, literally. Its sheer size was jaw-dropping, standing at 13 feet high and stretching over 20 feet long. When y'all saw this beast on a construction site, you knew serious work was about to get done. Now, this wasn't no ordinary machine. It was a force of nature, built to take on the toughest terrain and move piles of dirt that no other machine could even dream of touching. What made it stand out wasn't its size or horsepower, but its endurance. Now, this bulldozer was built to last, outshining many of its competitors in the 70s. Construction workers that had a chance to operate one knew that they was in control of something special. It wasn't just about power, it was about reliability. Day in and day out, this beast could handle grueling tasks without breaking a sweat. Its wide push blade, measuring 11.5 feet, allowed it to clear large areas quickly and efficiently, making it a go-to machine for massive projects. The 1940 Caterpillar D6 wasn't the largest machine out there, but it became a trusted companion for both farmers and construction workers who needed some serious muscle. What made the D6 stand out was its versatility. It came with multiple blade options so it could handle everything from precision grading to heavy-duty scooping. Whether you were bulldozing steep slopes or filling pipelines, this machine got the job done efficiently and reliably every time. And you know what? Its design was sturdy and rugged, perfect for tough environments, yet it was still nimble enough to tackle tricky terrain. Just imagine navigating a dense forest or plowing through muddy fields. No sweat for the D6. Its low ground pressure version allowed it to move through soft, muddy ground without sinking, a feature that set it apart from many of its competitors. Despite being introduced in the 1940s, this machine has aged like fine wine. With regular upgrades over the years, Caterpillar managed to keep the D6 relevant, improving its power, comfort, and features without compromising its vintage charm. The Euclid TC-12 was a true marvel of its time, a machine so powerful that it carried not one but two diesel engines under its hood. With each engine cranking out 194 horsepower, this crawler boasted a combined 388 horsepower, making it the most powerful crawler in the 1960s. Just imagine standing next to this behemoth on a construction site, watching as it effortlessly pushed massive mounds of dirt and rock. Now, the roar of them engines was unlike anything else. It sounded screamed raw power. But the TC-12 wasn't just about brute force. It had an incredible ability to navigate tight spaces with precision, something that its competitors struggled to match. The dual powertrain setup gave the operator a level of comfort that was unheard of at the time, allowing for smooth turns and even pivoting in place. This made it a dream for workers who needed to operate in challenging, confined spaces. The Oliver OC3 was a true symbol of the post-World War II era, a machine that played a pivotal role in rebuilding America's farmlands. Powered by its dependable Hercules engine, this tractor churned out a solid 29 horsepower, enough to become a household name for farmers across the country. Its reliability made it a go-to for tough agricultural tasks, from plowing fields to hauling heavy loads. But the OC3 didn't stop at farming. It proved its versatility by finding a home on construction sites as well. The 1892 John Frolic tractor was a revolutionary piece of machinery that changed farming forever. Before its invention, farmers relied on steam engines to power their work, which was not only labor-intensive but also dangerous. Steam engines was heavy, hard to control, and prone to starting fires. Now then came John, a blacksmith and inventor from Iowa, who introduced the world to the very first gasoline-powered tractor. It may have looked simple by today's standards, but it was nothing short of groundbreaking at the time. His design was primitive, a single-cylinder gasoline engine mounted onto a wooden frame, but it was effective. It allowed farmers to move forward and backward without the cumbersome weight and risks of steam engines. For the first time, a machine was able to do the heavy lifting in a safer, more manageable way. It wasn't fancy, but it was reliable, and that's what mattered. The 1960 International Harvester 295 wasn't just another piece of heavy machinery. It was a game-changer. Introduced at the peak of technical advancements in the early 60s, this scraper was built to dominate the construction world. Powered by a 6-cylinder turbocharged diesel engine, it delivered an impressive 375 horsepower, making it capable of handling the toughest jobs with ease. This machine wasn't just about brute strength though, it had a design that set a new standard for what a scraper could do. Its innovative features, like its 4-speed power shift transmission and a top speed at 26 miles per hour, allowed it to outperform its predecessors. This thing could shift enormous loads of dirt quickly and efficiently, and its hydraulic steering system provided precision that older models just lacked. The scraper wasn't lightweight. Its 24 cubic yards of heaped capacity meant that it could move more material than most of its competition, making it a favorite on large-scale construction sites. So which one of these bad boys tickled your fancy? Let us know in the comments below. We catch you next time.